Oh, it's gonna fall. Come. You gotta run this way. Run this way. Run. All right, come here, run this way.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic is a heartfelt. The tone may be a little bit different. We're here to discuss the death and what happened to Robert Powell. I'm going to read what we have, the media release in regards to the situation. GBI investigates in custody death in Cumming. The GBI is investigating the in custody death of Robert Powell, age 32, of Brooklyn, New York. Cumming police officers arrested Powell for shoplifting following a foot pursuit. Powell became unresponsive at the hospital where he died. On February 11th, Cumming Target Loss Prevention contacted Forsyth County 911 about Powell, who was identified as a shoplifter at 2 Target stores. When Cumming police officers arrived at Cumming Target, Powell ran from police. Officers ran after Powell. Powell ran through the woods, but eventually surrendered to police. Police took Powell into custody without incident. As officers handcuffed Powell, they found an injury on his leg. Powell told officers he was having difficulty breathing. Police called EMS to treat Powell, and he was taken to a local hospital. Powell's condition continued to decline, and he was ultimately pronounced dead. Powell will be taken into GPI Medical Examiner's offices for an autopsy. When the investigation is complete, it will be given to Forsyth County District Attorney Office for review. At this time, it's really hard because after reading the story, and I'm reading it myself, and it's so many loops and holes in the story, but Robert Powell is dead, and we would like to know what happened. So, Jay, after seeing the clip, reading what the media has released, and please be advised, that is what the media has released in Georgia. What media release? What are your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I want to say condolences to the family. I know this happened February 11th, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And we're just touching the story because we've been conversating about it.
Yes.
And we wanted to, we family, as everybody knows, and we want to support each other.
Yes.
And we thought it would be worth the while to give his story the light of day, to help the family out and to maybe even prevent another Robert Powell from happening in the case that you just spoke about. I'm confused because when you read that, it sounds like a lot of things are missing.
Yeah.
So some of the things that I was questioning when I'd read or heard the media take was, what did the police what's the police doing in regards to getting the family closure with just helping this come to an end? Because it seems like there's no information of how what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
police-wise, hospital-wise, are they not getting no support? So
the Powell and Watson family has not received any police reports on Robert Powell's death, on their brother's death.
That happened, this is February 11th, March, April, we're going into May. So it's been over 2.5 months and the family hasn't gotten any closure.
No, there's no police report. There's no medical report. There's an autopsy, an inconclusive autopsy of Robert Powell's death. However, the family, and I'm really nervous, this is a really emotional topic. And you guys have to understand, when we are continuously hearing of men of color, Black and brown, dying in police custody, and for a family to not have an answer on why their loved one is dead, it's been months. They're not looking for conviction of police officers right now. They're looking to find out why their brother is dead.
That's the first step. They want to know what happened.
What happened to Robert Powell? A son is without a father. What happened to Robert Powell? There's no medical. There's no police report. There's no who's arresting officers. There's nothing. There's no death certificate. How do you not know how your loved one died?
So I mean, that the timing that from February 11th to now, we know they had to bury him already. Just for how long it's been. So that means the family had to go through this, and they probably, to go through this process to complete it, they probably couldn't even go through an insurance route or anything like that, right?
Oh, absolutely not. You have to have a cause of death. We all know when you doing your life insurance, one of the questions, pretty much, because I ask the same thing. What if I commit suicide? Do I get the insurance money? Most likely, no.
I know that, yeah.
You have to have a cause of death. The family had to pay out of pocket for a funeral. That's crazy. They had to bury their loved one without even knowing why he's dead. That's crazy. And the thing that hit home for me was that I know he has, how many kids did he have? He has one. He has a son. He has a son. My son was born in December. So right away, I just connected with the fact, like, this is a young guy. Some of the videos I've seen that you shared behind the scenes look like, proud to be dad, a fun person, a funny person, a person that had a lot of love and joy. Yeah. And, to see that his son's going to be here without a dad, it's hard to, I don't know how, we keep going through the same thing over and over again. And I think when I sat home and tried to come up with the way we're going to present the story, one thing that I know that happens over and over again is people do not connect with these stories. No, absolutely not. I can't speak for everybody that's going to watch this, but I know myself, when I hear these stories happen on TV, I am a person that says that could have been me. Absolutely. I don't just hear these stories and go on to the next one. Absolutely. I always say that could have been me. And I think that's the problem with these stories, that people really think that it can't happen to them. We are numb. We definitely have become numb. I have a son who is about to turn 18, and the anxiety, the fear of every time he go outside, I have to teach him. I teach him. Police stop you, you are immediately to go on the ground and put your hands behind your back. They tell you to put your hands up. Don't go in your pocket. Don't reach for your school ID. Don't look to call your mother. Just put your hands up and don't say a word. Because I am afraid it could be a traffic stop. It could be wrongful identity. Do not say anything to police. And as the reports say, he was brought into custody without incident. He surrendered. This is public knowledge for anyone, our viewers who want to research Robert Powell. He was brought in without incident. They didn't have no struggle. He complained of breathing, went to the hospital, further complications, a healthy young man, further complications that led to his death. When you go to the hospital and you leave the hospital, you are given your discharge papers. They tell you the time you came, what happened, how you were treated, who treated you, and what's the course of what's next. The family doesn't have that. And I think what's next is we got to share this story so people can know it exists, and then for the people who want to support the family, put the pressure on Forsyth County. Absolutely. And find answers to what happened. Because like I said, once again, it's not only about his family. It's about all of our families. Yes. Let's put that disclaimer out there. We have people in our family who are retired law enforcement. Absolutely. This is not to, like I said, because we always have to tread that fine line of people thinking that we're just, anti-police. We're anti-police. We're anti-corruption. We just want justice for everybody, whether you're on the police side or you're a civilian. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Absolutely. And I think we want to make it clear that we're standing on we're looking at it from that lens. We're not here to bash cops, but we're just saying we know things happen, and we just want justice for the family. We're here to bash corruption and corrupted cops. Forsyth County. The county itself has a history of racism. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of racism. Absolutely. There's levels of racism. Yes, it is. We from New York. Yes. We go through racism in different ways, but it's, every city, Absolutely. But we know over there it's a whole different level. They have, what's it called, the term sundown? Sundown, yeah. There's a whole we don't experience that, and I'm a city boy, thank God. Yeah. But these other counties is wild. Sundown counties. Sundown, if you guys don't know, you can look it up, but the sundown we challenge our viewers to do that. The sundown thing, it's a real thing. Yeah. Once the sun is down, if you're black, people of another, it's a history of this county. I don't want to label this county. But it gets wild. There are hate marches. You can go back and even almost 100 years ago and see this county marching to have African Americans not live in the community. Right now, today, there's under 4% of African Americans that live in this county.
Listen,
under 4% that live in Forsyth County.
I couldn't do it.
So imagine 100, almost 150, 100 years ago.
30.
The first lynching happened almost 100 years ago.
In that county.
That's how far we going back.
Or just
in this county.
Talking about that in that county.
What happened with what we see? There's a Oprah clip out that we challenge our viewers to even look at.
We'll put it in there. We put the Oprah clip in there.
So they can see for themselves. During this time, there were marches with people wearing KKK saying no Negroes allowed. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same county that my friend, my brother, a human being has died in. Who do you think raised the cops today? These are the ancestors
some of them
of people who has want to oppress African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
These are the same children that probably was 5 years old watching their daddies and grandfathers in Ku Klux Klan clothing,
mm-hmm.
who has become law enforcement in this county.
And that fact remains throughout the state's period. You know, especially where there's racism like that.
Absolutely.
Especially in those red counties.
And it's
like I said, we can go in a lot of different directions, but we want to keep it as positive as in the light of trying to support the family and
mm-hmm.
find justice, because there's a lot of different ways we could go about it. But we wanted to share the story. If people watching this, going to know, well,
mm-hmm.
what are you guys trying to do?
Right.
What we're trying to do, and what we did do, is share the story.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that we can't present to the
mm-hmm.
people right now because the family that's the family process that they're going to go through. But the limited things that are out there that happen, you just read through the social media outlet.
I mean,
for people looking to support, what's the social media information that we can share to get people to rally up, and put some pressure to try to get some results from the county.
Before we get into that, I want to ask you, what do you think the emotional toll that the family is going through right now?
Oh man, you know what? When I looked up, I tried to get information on what families go through this procedure, and one of the things we see is that legally, the legal process is definitely stressful.
Yes, because if you don't have money for legal defense, you have to hope that a lawyer takes this pro bono.
Well, if you don't have the money for
a lawyer, who prepares for a sudden death?
But then even any type of paperwork process, that process is just it can be drawn out.
Yeah.
Just because they're not looking at these cases for the most part like it's
how many untold.
It's a high what's the word, priority for them to make it a smooth process for the family. So I can imagine that's one thing they got to go through. The emotional toll of that. The mother, the siblings, the son, these people, they have to go through the everyday, reoccurring thought that they lost somebody who was just here not so long ago.
Rob was
unexpected. This is not somebody who was 90 years old.
He was full of life, a smile that will light up a room. He was a great father. He was a friend. The last dialogue I had with him was speaking about the Lakers playing, and he promised me that he was going to return and give something to my son. He was a shit talker. He was a brother to my husband, his brother Jovan, his brother Eddie in Tampa. I'm really close with his sisters. His son is under 3. And he was our little brother. And he didn't deserve to die. And I promised myself I wasn't going to get emotional. But we want people to understand that without the backing of
the public
and
the
these stories are untold. So many people are dying. And if we don't have the help to share these stories, we can't move. And one activist I do want to give some light to is Victor Dempsey, who is a community organizer with the Legal Defense Fund. He has come forth to the Powell and Watson family to help fight justice because his brother also was killed by police July 4th, 2016. And we thank you, Mr. Dempsey, for stepping forth. But we need more. We need grassroots. We need all hands on deck. We need shade room. We need ball alert. We need the Amanda Seals. We need the Mysons, and we need Club Shay Shay. We need we need help. We need Georgia stars and athletes, and this can be your brother. This could be your cousin, and we're just asking why he died. That's it. And we need the public. That's why we're here. We need the public. This family is going through emotional what this family is going through, you cannot imagine. Just waking up and then you hearing your brother is just dead.
And you don't have answers.
And we have nothing. It's closure. The family is just looking for closure, and closure is what's needed. And this is what we're asking for. And this is why we're here today, because we wanted to bring light to the story. We want the media to understand that we need your help. And we're asking our viewers, the help that we're asking for is reposting and going and following the page. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Talk about it. Talk to your sons about it. Have them repost. Talk to your loved ones. Do you know what happened to Robert Powell?
You know, one of the things that I read too was just speaking about the lack of transparency that some families go through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, police departments may withhold information or be uncooperative during investigations, hindering families' ability to gather evidence and pursue justice. These are not my words. This is when you research when cases like this happen. Depending on where it happens, there are some cities or counties that are better than others. But you better believe there's a handful of them that fit this description here. And add that trauma and stress with the fact that you lost a loved one.
Imagine
this is not something you want.
Piggyback off of the lack of transparency. When you speak of that with the police, you call in a precinct and you're just trying to get a police report. Hey, I understand. What investigation? He's dead. The investigation is over. He's dead. The police report will tell me exactly what happened from the time the loss prevention of target call to the time he was brought to the hospital. The arresting officer's name. You know, you can't even go on their website, the Instagram page. Correct me if I'm wrong. His brother's here with us as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can't comment under their page. Why is that? Ever since he passed, the next day, I want to say, because we were flooding them. And you're going to stay for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life, you will never have a media page. There will be 0 comments on your page because we will continue until we get an answer of what happened to Robert Powell and justice for Robert Powell. And when we say justice, we don't know what else to say because we have nothing to go off of. We have nothing, no documents, nothing, 0, nothing, not a death certificate, an inconclusive autopsy. Okay. What does the hospital say? How did he die then? He just died. That's a 35 black healthy man just died.
For that to be what families have to go through in 2024 is it's beyond rational thinking.
Let me give the people the Instagram page.
Give the people the social media stuff they can follow and share.
_justice for Rob. We're gonna also make sure that we have it up. What we're asking for is people to go to the page and share the stories
and ask the question: what happened? Why hasn't the family been given the information that they need?
And we welcome that. We welcome conversation because I think we are so numb to looking at the outside of the story and not the actual. What I say, the meat and potatoes of the story is he died. He wasn't breathing. He was brought to the hospital and then he died. When you want to dissect the story, and some will, because we're going to have public perception.
Yes, and we spoke about highlighting the bias
that.
Because the
biases of people mindset is, well, he was in Target. He allegedly was shoplifting and the police came. Well, if he allegedly shoplifted, okay, if he allegedly did something, that should be in a police report. We should be able to, we can't even say. So now it is alleged. And if he was shoplifting, we're going to get, because we just seen this happen. I have proof that it's happened. People take the life of a person, their whole life, and determine, well, that warrant death.
The character of the person based on one act or one. Yeah, yeah. This is what people.
This is where we're at. But you know what? We welcome those stories as well, because that means we're talking about it.
Talking about it is definitely.
We welcome it. We welcome it all. We are here for it. We're not hiding anything. We're not hiding the history. We're not hiding anything. We are at the forefront. We are here today, and we hope that this story reaches as many. If it could even reach one person, it takes one. It takes one activist. Thank you, Victor. It takes one social media post from the right person for this story to go viral. For us to understand that where's the body cam? Where's the body cam?
Yeah. I mean, I think the body cam is
because he's in the ground. It's just like, oh, he's dead, whatever. Just all right. So if y'all close the book on the story, give us the police report. If you close the book on the story, give us the medical reports. Give us the body cam. Let us live in peace, because that's what the family's looking for, closure.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll put up the social media. That the underscore thing is on the what platform? That's Instagram.
That's Instagram. Yeah, Instagram.
So we're gonna put it on the gram. Let the people share the story. We'll keep posting it on the on our
absolutely.
On our thing, and keep his name out there. Keep the story out there. I know it's. Listen, once again, you see the emotion you have. I can only imagine what the family has as well. I know the
little boy has to live in this world where he will move on. He's, how old is Noble? About 2, 3, and as he grow, he will hear his father's story, but he is and we'll play a clip of, him and his dad. He has to be raised without a father. Yeah.
Yeah, that opportunity was taken away.
You took away. Yeah. Yeah. And he loved his son. He loved his son so much. And that funeral, and he has to look at his dad. It was he see his dad's face, and he's looking in a coffin and not understanding that his father's never going to wake up again. We just watch a police officer kill a man on live.
We'll share that. Just it's funny. It's ironic that from the time we were coming to do this, we just caught wind of the incident that happened. We're gonna post that at the end of this video. We're gonna post all the things that we have to show you guys. You can take a look at another incident that happened where the police had his knee on the man's neck, and the guy's his last words was, "I can't breathe."
Once again,
the officer told him, relax,
right,
quiet down, and
pipe down or relax, buddy.
And then after a few minutes of being non-responsive, they realized he was no longer with and then they started, performing.
To hear a man
CPR.
gasping for air and hear suffocation. How do I know my brother didn't go through the same thing? He said he couldn't breathe either. How do I know that's not a George Floyd situation?
Don't know.
How do I know he even got to the hospital alive? How do I know what happened in the ambulance? The ambulance service is not off the hook either. We have nothing from them as well. What happened inside that ambulance? Did you give him oxygen? Did you give him water? He had a cut on his leg. Okay, how deep was the cut? Was he gashing blood? We don't know. The family doesn't know. That's why we're here today, please. And we're asking, that's why we're here. We don't know. I'm not here with information that I'm hiding. I have nothing to give because the family has nothing as well. We're going into months and we still don't have an answer. What happened to Robert Powell?
What we want from the viewers, we just had one of our biggest episodes where we reached 30,000 viewers. We're happy for that. But coming right off of the back of that episode, we're hoping that them same 30,000 viewers can hear their story, can share it, and try to get the family answers. Yeah. Just get the answers to know what happened, and then let everything proceed from there. That's the way you guys can show your support. I ain't coming with no merch talk. No. Everybody, from the other episodes, how can we support? This is something here that the platform itself can have some purpose for, which is a story like this. Right. And this is not only for this family. Right. I mean, I'm connected to the story through you, and I said, let's do it. But even you know, the story with the the girl that passed away that I told you that hit me hard, that passed away in New York, in Brooklyn, was it in Brooklyn?
Oh, the slashing.
The slashing,
The stabbing.
the stabbing. You know, that I want to maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk about that next episode. Long story short, she was
Wanna
asked for a phone number,
Yeah.
turned it down, and was killed.
Yeah.
You know, and that story didn't even.
Yeah.
To me, that story didn't even last
Yeah.
that long.
It's just we're just so
These
numb.
stories just
We
come and they go.
It's a hashtag. Hashtag this. Hashtag I can't breathe. How many? Do you know that we've been marching before? I can't even. We've been saying. I can't even.
We're fighting for justice for a long time.
We've been
man.
fighting for justice. Our leaders have died for justice, and we are still speaking of this. We're still doing it today. We're still doing it today. How many marches are we gonna do? Like, what is the answer? I don't know if you have anything as well. What is the answer? How can we hold our men and women in blue? Because it's blue. It's not about black. It's not about white. It's blue. The color blue. Law enforcement. What do you want to see happen to be held accountable for what they're doing? How do we stop another I Can't Breathe or stop a Robert Powell from how do we stop this? Like, what's the answer that we're asking for justice?
People gotta care about what happens to other people. If everybody hears everybody's story when these kind of things happen, if everybody jumped in this like how they're jumping on the Drake and the Kendrick situation,
right?
A lot of these cases will get handled different. But they know that people are just so.
Right.
If it don't happen to me, it never happens.
And you know what happens was funny, Jay? That these stories are being paid out. So you know they was wrong. The cops are not being...
All the settlements that
happened.
happened.
The settlements happened. So clearly there was wrongdoing. But what happened with Eric Gardner, like, it's just nobody goes to jail. You kill somebody, don't go to jail. Here, we're sorry we killed you. Here's some money, and we hope that cop still goes on to do it again. How fearful? You know how fearful the cops are not? Let me tell you how fearful cops are not. They just did it 2 weeks ago.
What, to the video?
They stood on a man's neck. You think what that George Floyd, we was marching around the country and a cop did it again. They did it again.
Yeah.
They said, you know what? What's going to happen? What's going to happen?
That's one layer, the cops. Besides that layer, let's say there was nothing wrong that the cops did. The fact that they can prevent
absolutely
the information from going to you to make sure nothing happened wrong is wild by itself.
Are these the practices that they are being taught during training? That when you're apprehending a person...
But forget about the cops. The paperwork process.
Right.
How do you have somebody die on this day?
Right.
And then you could go multiple months without saying what happened.
Nothing.
That has nothing to do with police.
They're just saying they don't care.
That has nothing to do with... This is just the process.
Attorney General Christopher Carr, where you at?
Yeah.
A man died in your state. What happened?
That's wild by itself.
Call you out. What happened? We need to know what happened. That's all the family's asking.
The police thing is a whole nother separate thing.
Months. He died February 11th. What is it, May 4th? What is it, May 5th? I don't know what day it is.
Now, listen, if the report comes out that something was done wrong,
now what?
The tone is going to be different.
Now
but
what?
I'm saying before I get on that high horse, we just want to know, give the family what happened.
Right.
And then we take, and then we could build from there, So once again, we're sharing the story, hoping that the right person can see it or that everybody collectively sees it and we could get something done faster and that we can also maybe prevent the next Robert Powell story. So once again, condolences to the family. And I know, like I said, Tiff, this is hard for you to talk about.
Yeah, special
I think,
shout out to the brother, his sister, his brothers and his sisters, his mother, his father, to watch the pain. I was forefront to watch the pain that this family is going through. And Robert he is thought about every single day of our lives. He lives inside of each and every one of us. One of his brothers is here. You want to say anything? Or to the people?
Nah, let him be going.
No, and we live for him today. And we just asking for help. That's all. I'm lost for words. Like, I had a whole what I was going to do. But when you start speaking about something that is no script, There's no, I could just give you the information. There's no script. There's no tone. There's emotion and realness. And this is you being real. You're a black man living in America. And you yourself now, you're like, a cop stop you, you might be afraid. Like, you know, you don't know what's going to happen. So.
You never, I've never been comfortable. I've just been fortunate.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. There's nothing besides being fortunate.
Yeah.
And some of us don't get that same faith. And I know that every day that I don't go through it.
Yeah.
So once again, like I said, all we can do is share the story.
Yeah.
And we did that.
Yeah.
I wish there was more we could do, but we got to take it day by day.
Yeah.
Keep the family and his name alive
Please.
Until they're satisfied with the process.
Yes.
And like I said, I hope everybody, our viewers that have been, subscribers we have, share the story.
Yes.
And we're going to keep you guys posted. We're going to end this with some videos showing Rob.
Yeah. The person.
The father.
Justice for Rob, always, until justice is served. Justice for Rob.
All right. We're signing off. Peace and love, y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
Run, run, run. Run, doodle. Oh, it's gonna fall. Come. You gotta run this way. Run this way. Run.